Scorched Earth in Ukraine and carbon admissions. It's 5 and 10 from Skywatch TV. 5 things you need to know in about 10 minutes for Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. I'm Derek Gilbert. Working inside the house today, we're under a severe thunderstorm warning at the moment. Even though it's quiet outside, the rain is expected to hit any second now. We've had heavy weather all morning, and for 2 reasons, decided to do it in here. Number one, if the rain hits on that metal roof out in the barn, it'd be very difficult to hear me. Secondly, if for some reason we would need to go to our inner room, there is no inner room outside in that big metal building. So just for safety's sake, thought it would be just smarter to be inside here. Also, coming up later, a free conference where you can see Carl Gallups, Joe Horn, Donna Howell, Sharon Mee, L.A. Marzulli, and more at no charge. We'll tell you about that after the break. Item number 5 today, Ukraine. Ukraine is a secret last-ditch scorched earth plan. This is in case it appears the war with Russia is lost. This would render its entire territory uninhabitable. In other words, if we can't have it, nobody's going to have it. This is according to Alexei Arestovich, who is a former advisor to Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky. In an interview last month with a Ukrainian journalist, Arestovich claimed that the current head of military intelligence in Ukraine, Kirill Budanov, is floating a plan to blow up all of Ukraine's nuclear reactors and any Russian nuclear power plants they can get to. Again, as a last-ditch, all-is-lost war effort, Budanov is suggesting they blow up all of Ukraine's nuclear power plants. Now, if all or even some of these reactors are destroyed, there's no way to tell what kind of consequences there would be. And these would not be limited to just Ukraine and next door Russia. It's very likely that radioactivity would be picked up by the winds and blown over a good chunk of Europe. Arestovich said that the Trump administration views the government of Ukraine, Zelensky and his team, as, quote, apes with a grenade, end quote. Apes with a grenade, and they're trying to take these dangerous toys out of our control. Why? Because Budanov apparently has been floating this this plan to everyone in government and anyone who will listen for the last year and a half. So Trump and his team are very much aware of this, and they want to prevent it. Let's pray that they do. Topic number 4 today, carbon admissions, not emissions, but admissions. A report from the Biden administration on the environmental impact of new liquefied natural gas exports was suppressed by the Biden White House. Why? Because they found that the impact of new LNG exports would not really harm the environment. But that's not what Biden and his energy secretary, Jennifer Granholm, wanted to hear. So rather than following the science, as they kept telling us they wanted us to do, they buried the report and then put a pause on new LNG exports because they claimed the report said exactly the opposite of what it said. This report was finished while Biden was still running for re-election, you see. And Biden, and as you've seen from the Democratic Party, even since the election, they are too afraid of the radical left wing inside their own party to actually do anything that would anger that party. I mean, these are the people who are out there, allegedly, we have to say, torching Tesla dealerships. Okay, you come out and say, hey, look, new liquefied natural gas exports wouldn't be a bad thing, wouldn't harm the environment, wouldn't cause prices to go up, and, oh yeah, might actually cut into Russia's exports of liquefied natural gas, which would harm Russia's ability to fund the war in Ukraine, which is something you would think that the Biden White House would have wanted, especially given the report by the New York Times on Sunday showing that the Biden White House was essentially running the war in Ukraine. But no, that was not a top priority for Joe Biden. His top priority was getting reelected. Joe Biden and the deep state just better enjoy their rewards that they're getting now, because I suspect absent a real change of heart, they're not going to enjoy their eternal home very much. Topic number 3 today, two-tier Keir. Talking about Sir Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, where the Sentencing Council of England and Wales, which is a non-departmental public body, in other words, part of the blob, they call it over there. We call it the deep state. Over there, it's the blob. The faceless bureaucracy determines the guidelines for court punishments for convicted offenders. They recently made some changes that are making some people angry. In fact, making a lot of people angry. Why? Because the council basically announced special exceptions in sentencing for ethnic minority offenders and religious minority offenders. Now, in the United Kingdom, ethnic minority offenders commit the majority of violent crime. But if you are an ethnic minority, a religious minority, read that as Muslim, or a female offender, you get special consideration. In other words, a lighter sentence than you would if you were a white male. In other words, short form, everyone but white men get special sentencing considerations. Now, Starmer and his Justice Secretary Shabana Mahmood claim they oppose the policy change, will take action to pass a law against it. That could take months. And because Starmer and Mahmood have both expressed favoritism for migrants and Muslim groups in the past, most people don't believe that they are really serious about this. Hence, the nickname two-tier cure. Item number 2 today, measles. The state of Texas has administered 15,000 more measles vaccinations this year compared to last. And now there's a growing measles outbreak in Texas, which raises some very serious questions. Between January and March of last year, January 1st, March 16th, there were 158,000 measles vaccines administered in Texas. So far this year, during the same time period, 173,000 doses. But there are now more measles cases in Texas right now than there were in the entire United States in 2024 for the whole year. What's going on here? Well, U.S. military biodefense experts confirmed back in May of 2016 that the live virus inside the measles vaccine, the MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, rubella, is engineered using a technique that could be considered, by current definitions, gain-of-function research. In a nutshell, summarizing the science, the measles virus in the MMR vaccine right now has the potential to enter many more human cells compared to the virus that's circulating in the wild, the one that the vaccine is supposed to protect you against. And once kids get vaccinated, they shed virus for up to a month, meaning they're shedding the virus that is able to access more cells than the wild virus they're supposed to be protected against. In other words, it begs the question, is the vaccine responsible for the outbreak? That's a question. That's the kind of thing you're supposed to do when you do science. Ask questions. Well, coming up, question for you. Would you like to see L.A. Marzulli, Carl Gallups, the Skywatch TV team, including Joe Horn, Donna Howell, Sharon, and me, for free? You can next weekend. I'll tell you how next on 5 and 10.
You can support the ministry of Skywatch TV and our continued efforts to share the gospel of Jesus Christ throughout the 4 corners of the world and receive your very own copy of this urgent new work when you order They Lied to You About the Rapture special offer. Not only does this incredible opportunity include Bishop Alan DiDio's new book, They Lied to You About the Rapture, How to Prepare for What's Coming, but it also includes the best-selling book, Antichrist and the Final Solution, the chronology of the future finally unveiled by the late Dr. Thomas Horn and Terry James. This incredible book details the rise of the Antichrist along with key biblical events, including the signing of a peace treaty with Israel, the construction of a third temple, and the unfolding of the seals, trumpets, and bowls from Revelation. This masterpiece also unveils the final solution, involving the return of the Nephilim giants, the battle of Armageddon, the truth about heaven, hell, and your destiny in the coming days. But that's not all. You'll also receive Terry James' best-selling book, Nearing Midnight, as it was in the days of Lot, that pinpoints all the biblical signs leading to the true countdown to humanity's end. and the blessed hope of Christ's imminent return. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $60. Yours now for your donation of only $45, which includes free shipping to all U.S. orders. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for They Lied to You About the Rapture special offer now.
Item number one today, yes, a free in-person conference, the Aliens, AI, and the Antichrist Conference, coming up next weekend, Thursday through Saturday. That's April 10th through 12th at Blue Eye, Missouri. This is at Morningside Church. Speakers include Joe Artis Horn, Donna Howell, Pastor Carl Gallups, Sharon, and me. We'll be doing a 1-hour session together, the two of us. And that's always fun. I get to talk with and share a microphone with my best friend. Also, our good friend Vicki Joy Anderson, Ellie Marzulli will be Skyping in. Alan DiDio, this week's guest on the main Skywatch TV program. Dr. Dennis Lindsay, Dave Robbins of End Time Ministries, and more. Again, this will be at Morningside in Blue Eye, Missouri. Again, attendance is free if you want to come see us in person, but you do need to register because seating is limited, and all of that information about doing that is at the website readynowexpo.com. So don't call our store because we're just speaking there. We're not organizing it. But if you go to readynowexpo.com, all of that information is there. If you can't be there in person, you can stream it, just $25 again, where you sign up, readynowexpo.com. We hope you see you out here in the Ozarks. This week on Skywatch TV, we're talking to Alan DiDio about his brand new book with the very compelling title, They Lied to You About the Rapture. Hear him explain exactly what he means by that on the main program this week. Our schedule for the broadcast is at skywatchtv.com/channels. You can watch it right now on your schedule if you've got the Skywatch TV channel installed on your set-top box, whether it's Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Apple TV. We've got apps for all of those. Just download the Skywatch TV app and install that on your device, and we'll be right there on your big screen whenever you click that remote. We're on the internet as well, youtube.com/@Skywatch Television, springtime in the Ozarks. At Skywatch Television, please subscribe, share, click the bell for notifications, hit that like button, and rumble.com/Skywatch TV. You can also download us right to your smartphone or tablet, whether it's iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire. We have apps for all of those, and you'll find the link at our website, skywatchtv.com/app. Follow 5 in 10 online. We're at YouTube at 5 in 10. Once again, subscribe, share, click the bell for notifications, hit that like button. And on X, formerly Twitter, at 5_in_10. And thank you for watching. As we keep watch, I'm Derek Gilbert. This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.